So yeah, we just was having a a positive conversation.
That's it.
Just about energy.
Yes, sir.
And how important energy.
Yeah.
It's just like, even more important than spending money, like the way that you have to spend your energy.
That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it. Because I feel like energy is the earning currency. Money is the other currency. So if you got the energy, you can be rich by the energy. Somebody can be rich by the money. But the only thing is, the energy could take you somewhere further more than the money.
And I feel like, even with money, right? If you make poor decisions with your money, you're gonna be put in a situation to where, you don't like it.
Yes, sir.
And if you don't spend your energy correctly, you're gonna be put in a situation that you don't like it. You know what I'm saying? So I had relationships, where I put so much of my energy, I invested so much of my energy,
yes, sir.
And it affected my life more than how spending money would.
That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like just
because that's the roots.
That's the roots.
That's the foundation.
Yeah, and me focusing my energy in the wrong places, it affected me drastically. And it's like the amount of energy that I have, I know if I spend it correctly, I can, create something beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
it.
we just have to be very wise on where we spend it,
You got that right. You got that right. Hey man, let me tell you something. Somebody said that one day to me. Sometimes too much light could blind you. And sometimes no light could be a distraction. I say that to say this. Balance is crucial in any man's life. If the black man specifically could find a way to balance his life, that would be the most glorious thing to have on earth. Self-control and self-discipline. Try to put your life in order. And that's why these are the most toughest things to do.
Very hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Because you know why? As soon as you can work that thing out, you already succeeded.
You already succeed because look, right? I look at that like managing. Because now you're managing different areas in your life. So now you have skills on managing a business at the same time. Because it's like if I'm focusing on my finances, my health, my spirituality, my religion, my parenting, and I'm successful at all these things at the same time. You can't tell me I can't be a realtor. I can't be a truck driver. I can't have a fashion business. I can't have a podcast. You can't tell me that. You can't tell me that.
I already got the equipment.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And you know what's funny? People will sell themselves. People will do the wrong thing, but they never. Some of them never sit down and think like, is there something that I could do without doing something wrong to get wherever I want to get? Brother, let me tell you, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, people will tell you, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. But some people have it, the door closed for them. Some people don't really have it because they want to do a certain dance. The door's already open for them. So when you tell me I can do anything, but you gotta tell me there's a lot of stepping stones waiting for me.
You see? Yeah, there's a lot. And it's almost as simple as this, right? Opportunities come to us, but they're not promised to come again. So it's about being able to determine, when an opportunity is granted to you and taking advantage of it. Now, I've been in situations where I've been having opportunities and I couldn't balance it correctly. So I'm like, no, you know what? I want to do this for my girl or whatever the case is, and I didn't take advantage of opportunities that would have helped with my career. And now that I'm, 5, 6, 7 years later, I realize those opportunities don't just come every single day. You know what I mean? So that's something I would tell people, like, when opportunities come your way, you have to take advantage,
You're right. And man, like people like you, man, who have good vibe, good attention, good heart. Like people think you gotta be religious to do spiritual stuff. Do you know you 75 spiritual? You're like 30% physical. You got a spirit, you possess a soul. And that soul and the spirit, they both involve in your body. Your body is like the envelope. You see what I'm saying? So if you can make your spirit override your soul in your body, that's when you will get what you're supposed to get in life. Because the spirit is the character of God, the Most High. Some people call it the Most High or the high energy. That's the spirit. Because the spirit, that's what comes from the discipline, the balance. Because this body sometimes make you do the wrong thing happily. Like the last time you make a mistake, when you was doing it, you probably was happy as hell. But after a while you realize you was only hurting yourself.
You see? See?
Go ahead.
And that's the thing about pleasure.
Yes.
You know, pleasure. Pleasure, you know, it's very you know, it can trick you.
It can trick you.
It can trick you to make you
Because it tastes good.
It tastes good.
Yes.
You feel me? It feels good. And all these things that are pleasure, when we actually sit down and evaluate them,
Yes, sir.
they're not good for you. And that's why I say, you know, suffering,
Yes.
you know, it's
Pain.
not always, suffering, pain is not always a bad thing. You know, regardless, if you get hurt, if I get a cut, I'm going to heal and I'm going to become stronger because I'm going to know not to do this and not to do that. That's how I, you know, gain this injury or whatever the case is. So not only am I stronger, I'm smarter.
You're smart,
You see? So when we work out, our body hurts. You know, when it comes to read, we have to put in so many hours and we want to do so many other things.
Yes, sir.
You know, when we diet, we don't want to eat these things,
You're
right?
You're
Because they don't taste good, but they're good for us. So we go through the pain, and the pain is, you know, more so positive than a pleasure.
You're right.
You know?
You're right. And this is so good, man, because the pain is painful, that doesn't mean it's gonna give you a painful result.
You see? You see?
Because the pain is painful, that doesn't mean the result is gonna be painful. And even me, man, I have to take big hits in life to realize that not because something don't taste right, that doesn't mean it's not right. Because a lot of time, the thing that tastes right, it could be a sweet poison, good in your mouth, but it will destroy you once it gets to your inner self. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And most people are not even on this earth anymore because they could not balance those two things.
See? You see that?
Yeah.
And that's why we have so many issues with, like, you know, diabetes, high blood pressure, and it's like we're just falling victim to pleasure.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
So it's like we're getting tricked because they taste so good, you know, and it's addictive. And, you know, even with the drug abuse, it makes you feel good.
Yes, sir.
But, you know, it's hurting your body essentially. So, you know, like you said, you know, majority of us is spirit, soul. I look at the body like it's a vehicle.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I know this is not the whole thing. My body's not the whole, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but you get what I'm saying. I live inside of here. I live here. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at the situation.
Like,
so
this is your temple. The world is in you.
Yeah, so you have to take care of it, right? So if you're driving a car, you're gonna make sure that you don't go over potholes, and you're not gonna want somebody.
You don't car to kill you.
Yeah, you want to get in a car accident, so you're gonna be mindful, right? So that's the same way we need to go about, you know, our bodies and, you know, where we place our attention. You know what I'm saying? Because not only is our diet food that we eat, it's also where we give our attention to, because that can infiltrate our mind. You know what I'm saying? So it's brain food.
Yes.
We got to be mindful of that too.
You know, man, I think we should call this podcast a rare conversation.
Okay. Okay.
Because you don't find that a lot nowadays.
Yeah.
This talking we're having right now, it's so rare.
Yeah.
It's hard to find.
Yeah.
We call it unexpected wisdom.
Unexpected wisdom. Unexpected, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be ready. You know, expect the unexpected.
Yes, sir.
So there's a law, right? It's called Murphy's Law. So it's called whatever's gonna go wrong is gonna go wrong. So pretty much that's always preparing for something to go wrong. In life, it's gonna happen because tomorrow isn't already put on a teleprompter and it's like, oh, this is gonna happen tomorrow. We don't know. But the best thing that you can do is try to be as prepared as you possibly can and know that something's gonna happen that you didn't expect. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is a mentality that I also carry too.
I got a question for you. 'Cause it seems like you know some things. How do you deal when you find yourself doing something. You're going through the cycle. You want to stop. You're trying to stop. But for some reason, you take 2 steps forward, 4 steps backwards. Most people call it addiction. Like, how do you handle a situation like that?
So it's tough because it's always going to be a process, you know, and it's going to be delayed to get there. You don't ever feel like, you know, tomorrow I'm going to change completely. It's a building block. You have to build it. So day by day, make small decisions, and the small decisions will turn into big decisions for you. And you know, just adding it up. And a lot of people get frustrated and they just give up. But if you make one small decision a day, like, all right, cool, I'm not gonna do that right now.
Sir.
And then tomorrow you do 2 of those. So it builds up. So just measuring your growth. You know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think only religious people that should pray, or everybody should pray?
Everybody.
Why is that?
I believe, in my opinion, from, you know, my understanding, spirituality and religion, they're 2 different things. A lot of people kind of confuse them. Yeah, and we all have a spirit.
We
all have a spirit. So our spirit, it had to derive from something, you know, and that's past our understanding.
Would you agree with me if I say spirituality is reality, religion is fakery?
100%.
100%.
100%. 100%. I think that's the, you know, best way to actually look at this. You know, because if you look at the other way, we get confused because there's so much division. So then it's like, all right, if these people don't agree with them, why should I even agree with any of them?
That's it.
You know?
Yeah. Because of my spiritual level, I can meet you today, and I feel like, you know what, I feel connected with this dude. But if I was religious, I would have to judge you by the way you look, because why? I don't have the inner power to discern what kind of person you are. So I feel like religion is more like something well put together, like a piece of leather. But when you uncover it, it's empty. But spirituality sometimes may not look that good, but there's reality in it. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And most of the time, the real thing, they don't look that good. Most of the time.
They don't.
You don't. You see what I'm saying? So, tell me, just respond in a very safe way where you don't have to put a lot of information out. Tell me that one situation where you're like, you know what? After that one day, I'm gonna make a 360 in my life. Just answer in a very professional way, you know. That one situation, you're like, man, I gotta change. I gotta make a change.
You know, when I was putting myself in places that I knew I shouldn't be in. And knowing that I was responsible, regardless of how good of a person I was, regardless of me knowing how good and pure my heart is, there was decisions that I was making that was altering my environment, you know? And, you know, pretty much just making sure that you understand how important your decisions are.
The power of decision. The power of choice.
Yes, we face them every single day. You know, every single day is a test.
Yes.
Every single day. What's your answer going to be? A, B, C, or D? You have to make the correct decision. You know?
That's good. So technically, you're saying is that sense of regret. You like, why would I do this? I mean, I could do it differently. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Like, you don't wanna be in that position where like you regret so much because of one decision that you made. Okay, that's understandable. Okay, let's say you have a sister or a cousin. What would be your best advice for a sister who's like 18, 20 years old right now? Like, what would be your best advice? Like, what would you tell her? Like, you know, trying to give herself guidance.
So, personally, my advice would be in educating yourself. I think that falls into every category.
That's it.
Relationships, spirituality, you know, society, finances, all the things that we have to deal with as adults, you know, comes from education. So if you read books on, you know, financing, you're gonna understand what to do.
Okay.
So honestly, yeah, education.
Education
is very important.
Very important. I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. As we speaking right now, tell me, what kind of vibe, what kind of energy you sensing from that, you know, what we're doing right now? Tell me what are you getting out of it? Like, tell me, what do you feel right now? Actually, at this moment right now.
The best word I can use in my vocabulary, purity. Feels pure, you know, pure, clean.
Yes.
And another word I would use besides those, organic.
Okay. Like pure intention.
Pure.
Okay.
You know, it's no malice. It's not based on anything. You know, it's not. I'm doing this for this. You know what I mean? This is all genuine.
Yes.
So genuine is another word I'm gonna use.
Genuine. Yeah. You see, man, you got some wisdom, man. You got some wisdom. Okay. Last month, I stumbled upon a video of it was a woman. His son maybe won a championship, but the way he was hugging the son was a little inappropriate. Wasn't looking too good, and you know, social media take over. They start, you know, bashing her, telling her. But I'm looking at it like maybe she was too excited. She was like really cautious what would happen at that time. Let's say you yourself, you see a video like that. What would you say? What would be your thinking?
You know, it's tough because as a parent, we love our children so much.
So much, okay.
And we get connected to that time when they were so small. We used to always carry them. That's just something that you can't get away from as a parent. No matter how old your kid gets, you're always gonna remember them as a little child because you birthed them or you was there for the birth. You've seen them when they enter this reality, this world. So, you know, me looking at it, it depends because I didn't see the clip.
Okay, that's
you know what I mean? So that's tough. But I've been in situations to where it's like, you know, maybe my daughter's getting a little too older for something, so the public may perceive it a certain way. So you have to be mindful of the public.
Critical thinking.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think she was wrong. I just think she wasn't mindful.
There you go.
You know, I think that's all it is.
I agree with that. Because she was jumping up, she was all up on him. She was jumping over him. She was like girlfriend and boyfriend. Yeah, I think she was like mindful because excitement could be a little blindfold sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's not my place to judge. But all I'm saying is, if I could see, I'd be like, you know, be more mindful.
100%.
You know, because I feel like there's people that just sit there, just wait for someone to mess up.
That's their job.
they just sit there.
They just sit there.
I'm waiting for you. You know, because you know what? Some people, the best way for them to forget about themselves is to focus on someone else. So they will hold themselves accountable. They won't have to deal with that load of regretfulness. And you know the sad part about it is 75 people are like that. 75%.
That's crazy.
So if I could jump on you, you know good, that make me feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah, I can see that.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh man, that's crazy.
I know.
And unfortunately, you know, we live in a place where, you know, people can go online and make comments about you. And they'll get instant gratification.
Yes, sir.
You know, just like people get instant gratification because a lot of people like your picture.
That's it.
You know, so we're getting away from what really matters. You know, and we're getting into a whole different place.
False reality.
And I feel like, you know, there needs to be some type of book explaining, you know, between technology and stuff like that and reality. You know what I mean? Because it's just like some of these things you can't take serious. You can't take it serious, you know what I'm saying?
You're right about it. Okay, so this question, you really gotta take your time to answer because this question, man, it will save a lot of people. Okay, let's say you was born and raised in the hood. Listen to me now.
Mhm.
You was born and raised in the. It's like you find yourself in that box, and you know usually
Mhm.
when you was born somewhere, you was raised there.
Mhm.
You can't really see the flaws.
Mhm.
You was born and raised in the hood.
Mhm.
You see people doing their thing.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, what is the best way
Uh-huh.
for you to come out of that mindset, that the way you see life, that's perspective? What is the best way for you to come out of that matrix, that cycle? That's a good question, right?
Yeah, because it's tough.
It's
You
tough.
know, because that's what's being televised to you. So if I have a TV and there's only 3 channels, and these 3 channels are telling me this is what the world is,
Yeah,
and I have no other way of knowing,
yeah,
I'm gonna believe that
uh-huh.
until I go to someone else's house and they have different channels.
Okay.
And then you're like, oh my God,
Mhm.
that's what we can do.
Mhm.
So my thing would be explore.
Explore.
You need to explore
Don't think
because
outside the box.
yeah, you need to explore and think outside the box because if you let that be the only message that comes to you, you know, you may be upset
Mm-hmm.
eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a good way. And if I wanted to add to it,
Mhm.
uh, don't mind talking to strangers,
Mm.
because you could meet that one person
Mhm.
that will say that exact word
Mhm.
that your mind, your heart
Mhm.
is waiting for.
Mhm.
And once that sound come out, you know it.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's always good to kind of open up sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because some people, they love the culture so much,
Mhm.
they don't open.
Mhm.
Now they were not able to find that balance.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
And,
that's
and,
good.
and it's so cool that you say that, and
Mhm.
that's one thing that they tell us to do is
Mhm.
travel.
Travel. I'm glad you mentioned. Do you know a lot of people that traveling?
Mhm.
They get to a point, they're like, you know what? I'm not coming back.
You see? You see?
Because they realized there was a whole world. They didn't know
They
that
didn't
was
know.
this.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that some people don't ever get the chance to do it.
To do it.
But I suggest to travel. Travel,
Yeah.
explore,
Explore.
and don't be afraid to speak
To
with
speak.
people that you don't know.
You don't know.
Don't
Yes.
be afraid.
Yes. You see me, man. I'm different. Cause sometimes, man, I be having that urge to talk to people that I don't know.
Mhm.
Cause I got that expectation in the back of my mind. Like, I know I'm gonna hear something
Mhm.
that I never heard before,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna hear something
Mhm.
that I needed to hear
Mhm.
when I talk to strangers.
Mhm.
But like that's how you grow,
Mhm.
because that person got a spirit and you got a spirit.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And once you do that little friction,
Mhm.
what's gonna happen? The spark gonna come out.
Mhm.
You see what you see what I see?
I see it, bro. I
You
see
see?
it. I
You
see it, bro.
You see?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Now, if you can blend that together,
Mhm.
you collect all that information, you blend it together,
Mhm.
you'll be unstoppable.
Man,
Am I making any sense?
absolutely, absolutely. And I love the way how you kind of, not kind of, you do paint a picture
Mhm.
with your words.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's only certain people who have that ability.
Ability, yes, sir. Yeah, and man, oh glory to God, man.
That's right. That's
So
right.
another thing too, what would you say to someone who's having a bad moment right now, who feel a little sad, a little down, because don't get it twisted, because we're in America, I mean, a lot of people are going through some deep depression right now.
Man.
What would you say to someone like that, that's going through a situation like that right now?
I want to keep it like short and concise.
That's it.
So I'm gonna say, don't be afraid to go through the storm because you don't know what's on the other side.
Okay.
That's the best way I can keep it short, and paint the picture because
Don't be afraid
yeah,
to go through the storm because you don't know what's on the other side.
Just because you don't
Yeah.
know, you know.
Yeah. So
fear.
technically, you saying keep that little hope.
Yeah. And at some point, be fearless.
Be fearless. Yeah. But what if they don't have those qualities? They feel like the situation is empty. They empty inside out.
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't have none of those things in this nature?
That's when you need to talk
Uh-huh.
to someone
Uh-huh.
who can remind you
Uh-huh.
of what you're capable of.
Good. Yeah, that's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Because that means you're missing something.
You missing something.
And we all equally are all amazing.
Yes.
There's not one human being that's on this planet, not
Yeah.
one living organism that's on this
Yeah.
planet that
Yeah.
isn't amazing.
Uh-huh.
We are, part of something that's bigger.
That's bigger, yes.
And we have to understand that. So I would never
Mm-hmm.
want someone to feel empty.
Mhm.
That's not,
Mm-hmm.
because it's so much more.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Because sometimes this could happen because you see, expectation is good, but sometimes expectation can be your worst downfall.
Mhm.
Because sometimes you could expect something, you could expect so much out of something,
Mhm.
and when that don't happen, that could be your biggest sin.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So me, my answer would be, there's some time when we feel empty. I always pray.
Mhm.
I pray. Like I pray like I'm just talking to myself.
Mhm.
But something tell me like somebody's listening. Somebody be in the midst listening.
Mhm.
You see, it's like you don't have to be so religious, have a lot of faith to pray. Why do you pray? Because something tell you this planet, something created this earth.
Mhm.
Like somebody put this, everything is well put together, like in this letter. Like whoever created me,
Mhm.
I'm talking, I need you right now, I'm talking to you.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So whenever I feel myself like down, I do some prayer. I
Absolutely.
get prayed up.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 Mhm.
And then that's when it goes to talk to someone.
There you go.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yes, you're right.
And sometimes it's not always that person.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's something bigger.
Something bigger. You're right.
You know?
Yeah, that was a good answer.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to, add a little sauce to it.
Nah, absolutely.
You see what
But I
I mean?
love how, a lot of the stuff that we're, responding to,
Yeah.
we're pretty much saying similar
This-
things.
Yes, yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it's like you throwing the sauce, the
Yes,
pepper on
the
it.
pepper, yeah.
Yeah, so we making a
Yes,
good meal
yes.
right now. You know what I mean?
It's all blended in.
Yeah, it blends in, man. That's good,
You
man.
know, and that's powerful. Because let me tell you, there's something that most of us, we sleeping on that thing, and many of us are not here because of that thing.
Mhm.
It's called self-guidance.
Mhm.
When you're going through situations, you don't have self-guidance.
Mhm.
It's dark.
Mhm.
It's dark. And when it's dark like that, anyone could misguide you.
Mhm.
It could be something invisible,
Mhm.
it could be something visible.
Mhm.
What do you think about self-guidance?
Self-guidance.
Self-guidance.
Yeah, we need it. I
Mhm.
think I want to start there saying we need self-guidance,
We need self-guidance.
because sometimes we feel like, we have everything in control.
Mhm.
And sometimes we need to just step outside of ourselves
Mhm.
and reevaluate our situation.
Yes,
So
sir.
sometimes we need to step out of ourselves
Mhm.
and look at what we're actually doing
Yeah.
and making sure it makes sense
Yeah.
and making sure that this is something that we want for ourselves.
Mhm.
Because if we don't do that, then we're not being mindful
Mhm.
of what we're doing. So
Mhm.
my whole thing with self-guidance is you're guiding somebody,
Mhm.
yourself,
Yourself.
right? So not only are you following something, but you're
Mhm.
guiding something too.
Mhm.
So just understanding that, you can play more than one position,
Yeah.
in terms of yourself. You
Yeah.
can also guide yourself,
Yes. Uh-huh.
but that's something that you have to learn.
I got a question for you. Be honest with me.
Mhm.
Be really honest with me. You are in a situation where you need money,
Mhm.
but at the same time you feel lost.
Mhm.
And somebody come to you suddenly and spread both arms, said, "This is self-guidance. This is money. Which one would you pick?"
With the amount of wisdom I have now at this point in my life.
Oh, no. I'm saying is you are in a situation, right, where you need self-guidance, but you don't have money. It's a very tricky. It's you got to think about it before you answer.
Yeah.
You are in a situation where like you need self-guidance. I mean, you don't have that amount of wisdom at all. Like you feel empty. You need self-guidance, but at the same time, you need money. Somebody comes to you and says you can only pick one: money or self-guidance.
So I'm gonna be honest because you said you're not filled with the wisdom. So if I'm not filled with the wisdom, I'm gonna pick the money. But if I'm filled with the wisdom, I'm gonna pick the self-guidance. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. At least you're honest.
I have to be honest, you know, because wisdom plays a big part in making correct decisions. So if I don't have the wisdom, I may not make the correct decision. You see what I'm saying?
You know why I say that? A lot of people come from the hood. Then in one day, they find themselves in Hollywood. From the hood to Hollywood.
So good.
After that, you know what might end up happening? From the hood to Hollywood, next thing you know, you're in prison.
See?
Because they give you the money, but you did not have enough self-guidance.
You didn't have it.
Now you got that money, you become heavy with that money. You see what I'm saying? Now when you fall, it's going to be more painful.
Yeah, the ground's going to shake.
It's going to shake.
You know? It's going to shake, you know? And you know, there's a lot of that going on within, you know, the music industry. A lot of people are blowing up from the hood and they're getting, you know, big amount of money. And, you know, they're bringing people from their environment with them. And not all these people have good intentions. You know, some of these people are just there for the ride. You know, and that's when it gets very dangerous. Very.
And you could be there just for the ride, but at least don't hate. I mean, don't bring that competition. Don't bring that jealousy in. I mean, you could just be there just for the ride. I mean, that's your friend. You see what I'm saying? But it's when you there, you act like it was supposed to be you. It was meant for you. When you didn't have to deal with the problem, with the struggle that I was going through. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
You see?
That's true.
I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know? So what I just said just now about like you in a situation where you need money but you don't have self-guidance. Most people, what happened? They end up choosing the money. But I'll tell you what, do you know because of you choosing the money, you have a 90% chance not to make it because you choose money. But if you had self-guidance, yes, you could suffer, but you would have made it in peace.
And think about how many people who get the money and their lives aren't as long as the people who, you know, like self-guidance has so much more.
My Lord.
So much more. You know, like you're making decisions to like pretty much extend your life. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that.
And the thing is, with that money, you can just make one move. Next thing you know, your life ends right there.
See? One wrong move.
One
and
move.
I've seen it. There was an artist named Pop Smoke.
Pops, okay.
From New York.
From New York, okay.
He blew up and then he went to LA. He was only 20 years old.
Wow.
You know, and then they ended up breaking in his house. And unfortunately, he fell victim to gun violence.
Wow.
And he wasn't even a superstar for a year.
Wow.
Only 20 years old.
Only 20 years old.
Got the money. And, you know, he didn't have people who around him who really understood how things work, how things are supposed to go, you know? And when things like that happen, you have to learn from them, from the outside looking in. You know, we have to have wisdom.
The wisdom. That's what it comes down to. And you know what's funny? Even in the book, it says that nothing you desire can compare to wisdom. Can you imagine? Nothing you desire on this earth can compare to wisdom. Like, that's big. big.
That's big.
That's big.
That's big.
Like I think, man, there's the spirit of distraction is so big nowadays. Like I feel like the answer is right there, right in front of us, but we're so distracted we can't see it.
Yeah. It's literally,
It's
you know,
literally-
it's not too far. Like for instance, you know, it may be in a library, it may be in a church.
You never know.
These things we walk past all the time. We
Oh.
even drive by them. You can't even count how many times you
You
drove
got-
by
yes,
or
sir.
walked by.
Yeah.
And you know, with all the distractions that you know are presented to us on a day-to-day basis, it makes simple things very complex. And unfortunately, we don't really get to realize these things until we're forced to. You know?
That is so true. Man.
Yeah, until we're forced to sit down
Yes.
and you know realize.
Realize.
However, the forcing to sit down may come.
Yeah.
That's when we learn. You know.
That's, man. You know what? I really hope that this podcast go very far. You know what I'm saying? And if we can keep that persistence, consistency.
That's right.
You see?
Yeah.
That I really hope, like, because this is gonna help a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes your potential that you have, you take so lightly. That's somebody's life. That's any. If you play with it, you play with someone else's life.
Yeah.
And you don't even know it.
See?
Like somebody gonna listen to this video. They might hear something they've never heard before. They might be like, wow, no, okay, I got to do this. Especially when you talk about wisdom, self-guidance, loyalty, dignity. Like these are words you rarely hear from people.
And it's so important.
It's so what?
You know?
Man, it's so important. Okay, the next question is gonna be a little, you just gotta think about it twice before you answer. Just three words. There's 3 words in this life. If you have them, they could be your foundation. The foundation of your life. Just 3 words. Just 3. Can you guess?
3.
Just 3. It's not that much. Just 3. It's not that much.
3 words.
Just 3. Just 3. And the thing is, if you come close, I'll give you some points.
So, because I know how important this is, one of them's gonna be discipline.
Discipline.
I gotta throw discipline in it.
Take your time. You got this. You already got one of them.
Now if I get one wrong, you gotta make decisions every day, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, but this is good because you learn.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm at discipline right now.
Take your time. Don't rush it.
This is a great question, man. Wow.
Don't rush it. I know you got it. And that next word is close to what? It's close to wisdom.
You gave me a good hint.
Yeah, it's close to wisdom. They go together, like brothers and sisters.
So, either way, if I say, even if this isn't the right word,
Yes,
it's under the same
Oh,
area,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I'm gonna say knowledge.
Okay, yeah, that's close enough.
That's close.
Because it was understanding.
There it goes.
Understanding.
There it goes.
Yes.
Now the last one.
Yes.
You might have to give me a little. You might just have to give me a little help, man. A little help.
Oh man. Okay. It's almost like it's a very severe word. It's really rare. But I don't want to say it in a way that sounds too religious, so most people won't understand it.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
Think I got it.
Hey man,
and I was
You can say
I was juggling with it.
Yeah.
I was juggling with it at the
Yeah.
beginning, but a lot of times
Yeah.
that's how it goes in life.
Uh-huh.
We had an answer,
Yes,
or
sir.
we have close to the answer,
Yes.
but we don't think we do,
Go
right?
ahead. Shoot your shot, man.
I'm gonna say salvation.
That's close.
That's close.
That's close.
Alright, okay.
The fear of God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Because everything we spoke about just now,
Uh-huh.
the fear of God,
Mhm.
that's what gives you the balance. That's what gives you the discipline. That's what
Mhm.
makes you like, you take 5 times before you make a decision.
Mm.
Only the fear of God can give you that potential and that discipline.
Mhm.
Because you know if you do this, somebody's watching.
Mhm.
You know there's consequences.
Mm.
Most of the time we do things
Mhm.
because we don't think about the consequences.
Mhm.
The fear of God will keep that
Mhm.
in the back of your head.
That's a good, man. I needed to hear this, man.
Yeah.
I needed this. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna help me a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna help y'all. And it's gonna help me a
That
lot.
me- it's
Help
gonna
all
me-
of
It's
us.
gonna help me too, you know.
Mhm.
Because let me tell you, man. See, like especially in America, like we got so many choices, we got so many options
Mhm.
until you could just misguide yourself.
Mhm.
Because most of them they look good.
Mhm.
Most of them we don't think about the end.
Mhm.
We only see the beginning.
Mhm.
We don't really think about the end.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I could choose this, but what's the destination?
Mhm.
Because in the book, the good book, it says there's a way you could choose that seems to be right,
Mhm.
but the end is destruction.
Mhm. Got it.
You get me?
Yeah, I get it.
So like we got so many options.
Mhm.
Sometimes you gotta think about the destination.
Have to.
You have to. Because you might enjoy 3-5 years smiling, giggling, being happy, but there's something at the end. It's all at the end. You gotta see the end.
How we get?
Yeah, see the end before the beginning. I'm so sorry. I'm dropping gems on you right
They
now.
heavy.
See the end before the beginning.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
Because you know why? If you can see the end before the beginning, you be at peace throughout the whole journey.
Mhm.
You're like, yeah, I already know where I'm going. Most people don't have peace because they know the beginning, but they can barely see the end. Hey, you asked for it.
And I got it.
Okay.
We gonna wrap this up. I'm probably
Oh,
running
man.
out
All
of
right,
data.
man. It was good.
Yeah,
It was
got
good
it.
talking to you, man.